Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there's just 184 days until Christmas 2022. Oh, and this is my last day before we go on vacation. So tomorrow morning, we're packing everybody up and we're heading out. Packing everybody. I say that's like a crew. It's just me and my wife and our oldest daughter, and we're headed to Orlando. We're going to spend some time down there at Universal's Studios and Galaxy's Edge. So if you're in or around the Orlando area, you'd like to meet up while we're there, get a hold of me, and we'll see if we can touch base. Specifically, next Thursday. Next Thursday we will be at Galaxy's Edge, and then Thursday evening, really hoping to go to Disney. What do they call that? Disney Springs, and have dinner there and just spend some time visiting with some friends, having a good time. So if you're in the area, hit me up. Let me know. I'd love to see you there. And so that means next week there won't be any scheduled live streams. I may be able to get on from time to time, just like for a few minutes from wherever we are, if there's some downtime, and just say hi, just to touch base. But I just don't think that we're going to have any time to like set aside for an actual live stream like show. So look forward to taking some time off between Kenobi, and then we have the Lego Star Wars special, the summer one, and then of course Andor. So we're going to talk about Star Wars. We got to have Meg here. How you doing, my friend?
See, Santa might not be here next week, but you can always count on my uploads.
You absolutely
every single day.
Every single day. Absolutely.
There's a really
true.
cute dog outside.
Oh, very good. Very good. I don't know. I don't know if our puppies are down here. I know Piper made a cameo the other day, and she's appeared on our thumbnails since. But Piper, are you here? I don't
She
know.
is very cute.
So in any event, yeah. So any plans this weekend?
Honestly, probably not. I have surgery next week, so I'm just going to take it easy until then.
Elective kind of stuff? Anything serious? Anything to be worried about?
I don't think it's anything to worry about, but I hope you'll go well.
I just you bring it up. People are going to be concerned.
That is true.
I love you, and I want to make sure that you guys are all good. So yeah, let us know how everything goes, and of course, that's not going to stop you from uploading videos.
No, it's not. I've got some pre-prepared videos for them.
Excellent. Wonderful. So we've got some Star Wars stuff to talk about. And the first, I think, you just kind of have to start with the finale of Kenobi. Of course, we've talked about it a bit, and I think people are aware of where you are, where I am with that, and I think we've kind of talked it to death. But just a real brief Kenobi finale and Kenobi as a series. How's it settling with you?
I liked the last 2 episodes, and I went back and rewatched all of it, and I've got to say it's much better seeing the full picture, but it's still not great. I'm really excited for Andor, though.
Yeah, I saw your video today, and I think there's a lot to be excited for with Andor. And this is something that I kind of asked, real quick. I loved the last 2 episodes as well. They were fantastic. I absolutely loved them. Not to say that they're not without flaws. It's just in spite of their flaws, they're still wonderful. And I say the same for the series as a whole. It's not without its flaws, but as a whole, I enjoyed it a great deal. I had fun watching it. I enjoyed it, and I could pick out things that I think they could have done better. I think the writing could have been better. I think the score could have been better. Right, the music could have been better.
Absolutely.
There's parts of the story that for sure could have been better. But as a
I
whole,
do feel so bad saying that about the score because I mentioned it in my video,
yeah,
and I do really think Natalie is fantastic and
yes.
very talented. So I don't want to say that her score was bad. I thought it was on its own merit, very like elegant, melodic, beautiful,
Yeah.
nice sounding, very, very nice on the ears, but not for this kind of show.
Yeah, I heard you mention it as well, and um, I feel similarly. Like, who am I to be too critical, right? I have a music background. I was a professional musician. I've been in large orchestra kind of situations before, and it's absolutely brilliant music, brilliant compositions. Loved them, and she's a very talented composer for sure. So yeah, I don't want to be overly harsh on her or her score, but I think some decisions could have been made to include more of John Williams' original or his works that were connected to the prequels and the original
Hmm.
trilogy to help tie it a little better.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and I do feel like, and we talked about this a bit as well. Like this was a very nice spot between episodes 3 and 4. Like really, really nice. I thought they did a pretty good job of blending elements from both of those and making it feel like it fit in there. Um, again, uh, criticisms aside, right? Like there's some room for improvement, but as far as it goes, I felt like it fit in there really well, and that's probably what highlights the the music composition more than anything else.
Hmm.
So there we are, Kenobi season 1. There's been a lot of speculation now about Kenobi season 2. Now this started months ago, really. There was a speculation early on, some comments that were made leading up to Celebration, kind of through it and all of that, but have kind of increased in the last few days that Kenobi season 2 is all but assured. Uh, what do you think?
Possibly. It is a very strong possibility.
And do you think, like, this is something I've been thinking about as well? Is like, is it truly a Kenobi season 2, or might it be something that spins out of it? Like, let's say a Riva show, or something that focuses on other characters, like the Path,
Hmm.
perhaps other Jedi that may be assisting with the Path. Could it be a series that kind of, like, we have the Mandoverse, right? All these things that happen within that Mandoverse
Hmm.
time era. Might Kenobi season 2, let's call it that for now, be something other than, say, Kenobi?
Absolutely. I think that's exactly what I said in my video yesterday
Huh.
about Cal Kestis and the path
It's
broken.
almost like I listened to you.
It's almost like you listen to it, yeah. But no, I agree. It could be like a spin off series and maybe have 1 or 2 episodes about Kenobi. And also, just for the record, I think The Mandalorian season 3 should have 2 episodes about Boba Fett, just to pay
Just,
back the favor.
yeah, sure, right? Like, like I should come to one of your Meg's cantinas just to pay back the favor, right?
Exactly.
Oh, it's so fun. So yeah, I think we're of the same mind with Kenobi season 2. Uh, for now, I think it's fine to like put a pin as a placeholder, like call it Kenobi season 2. But I don't know that when all is said and done, it will actually be Kenobi. Right? That's just my
Hmm.
opinion.
I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, indeed we will. Indeed we will. So we were having kind of a fun discussion on Discord last night, um, and then I mentioned it to you right before we came on the live stream that we were having a discussion back when Leia sent the message in R2 to Kenobi, right? You served with my father in the Clone Wars, right? And now he needs your help. We need your help. And it's there's been an evolution of that, right? When it first started in '77, that was Bail or who we know as Bail Organa. She wasn't Anakin's daughter at the time. Luke and Leia weren't brother and sister. So when that line was written, when that line was delivered, the intent of that line was Organa, her dad. But do you think that there could be some recontextualization applied after Kenobi, or that they could build towards some recontextualization as they already have, right? Like we know after episodes 5 and 6 that her Bail Organa wasn't her natural father, but her adoptive father. Might she kind of mean, in some sense, Anakin? Because Obi-Wan and Anakin served together in the Clone Wars.
Absolutely not.
We're supposed
Because
to have...
that is just another example of the slow death of what Star Wars originally meant.
You're supposed to draw it out before you just, put a nail in the coffin and say no. No, I agree. As the more I thought about it, like, it was a fun thought at first, but then it's like, well, that would be painful, first of all. And then the more I thought about it, when it says, and now we need your help, she wouldn't be saying, like, Anakin and I need your help. You can't recontextualize that.
No.
But the other part of that is, and what kind of led to that discussion was some confusion that I've had about the finale, and going back to Reva knowing who Leia is, right? When she kidnaps Leia, what context is she kidnapping her under? Is it the context that Obi-Wan and Bail knew each other, or that she already knows that Leia is Anakin's daughter?
I wish I cared enough to answer that question. I simply, and I mean this in the nicest way,
I know.
I really don't care. Because I don't really feel like the show gave us anything to really speculate about, other than, does this damage George Lucas's original story or not?
And what do you think? Well, hold on. Before I go there. So tied to that then is when she is getting ready to kill Luke, right? And she can't. What context is she then attempting that? Is it because she thinks that Luke is Vader's son, or that there's some connection to Kenobi or to Bail, or what?
I don't even think Deborah Chow could answer that question. It was probably a surface level, like, oh yeah, she's going to change her mind because she was once a youngling and she doesn't want the cycle to continue. There's no deeper layer to it.
I think
it's
you're
not
right.
George Lucas we're talking about.
Well, even with him, I don't think he always had that
even
all
the
thought
behind the
out.
scenes pictures look so pathetic. Did you see the one with first of all, they forgot Anakin's scar, but did you see the one with the other Jedi Masters? It's like Lucasfilm forgot aliens existed. It's like other alien Jedi, like Kit Fisto and
Right.
the dead ones, but they could have created more.
Oh, they absolutely could have. Are you talking about some of the behind the scenes, like just set photos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the one of
I'll send it to you.
There are 4 of them holding lightsabers, sort of like a Pride Month deal where the different colors, like the Pride flag.
I wasn't talking about the Pride flag one.
Okay, and then there was another one that showed Anakin with a bunch of clone troopers, right?
Oh, I think it may have been related to that one.
And he's kneeled down in front of all those clone troopers.
That scene is hilarious.
It is. I like some of the memes that have come out of that already.
I sent it to you.
Okay, let me check.
Martin has something to send you as well.
Oh, Martin, don't do it, Martin. Don't. Not before I go on vacation, Martin. Don't do it.
Speaking of Darth Elvis, one of his videos was recommended to me a week or 2 ago. It was absolutely hilarious. It was a take on the hallucination scene in episode 3.
It is brilliant. It is brilliant. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the Pride one, right?
How did you get Pride from that?
Blue, green, red, yellow. I,
But isn't that just a coincidence people are attributing to it?
I don't think it's coincidence.
But they
I
didn't
think
film
that
it
was
during
staged.
Pride.
No, but I think they're just all about that.
But that's just like saying General Grievous is one big pride flag.
Yeah, I reckon you could, but I don't think that. I think this was done intentionally for the picture. So there it is. That's the one we're talking about.
Yes.
Now I think this was absolutely done intentionally for Pride. Like they're planning that out, and that's why they had them stand in that order.
But there's like 4 random colours in the wrong order.
Yeah, perhaps so. Perhaps so. When I saw it, I just thought, "Oh, okay, they did that as a Pride thing. That's what that's about." But
I like where your brain is at, but it's not. It doesn't seem deliberate to me.
Nerd Mafia saying, "Did you check my message?" I looked at Discord. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Nerd Mafia. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking for your message. Yeah, those are all humans, and that is your point, right? The
Yeah.
Jedi in that picture. Yeah. I don't know where I'm looking for this message from Nerd Mafia. Check my message. I don't know. Discord. He says Discord. Send it to me again. I don't have a notice. All right. Yeah, you don't think there's all that much depth behind Reva and saying that she failed and connecting that to it's sort of like you could fill in the blank, right? You could however that reads to you, it reads to you. But they don't think that they thought it that deeply.
No.
What's her motivation for attacking Luke in the first place? So she hears Bale's like broken up message, and she just gets those couple points on there. Why does she go after Luke?
Because it's a kid that Obi-Wan is protecting, and she wants to take that away from him. And probably the satisfaction from Vader in finding out about Luke. Sorry, I find it really funny that Han Solo Gaming mentioned Nikocado Avocado. Now we have someone in the chat with that name.
It's good. It's good. Nerd Mafia, did I see it? No, I haven't seen it. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, I was thinking that the whole deal with her going to Luke was to get at Obi-Wan. But a lot of people seem to have made the connection that she knew Luke was Anakin's son, and she was doing it to get at Anakin. But I didn't get that that impression. I didn't have that connection. And
So what was your connection?
my connection was to Obi-Wan. She was just wanting to get at Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I didn't think it went any deeper than that.
I think you're probably right.
It's just I've been struggling with it because a lot of people are saying, well, she shouldn't know that Luke is Anakin's son. I don't think she does. That's my point, right? I don't think she does. So I reckon maybe if we get a season 2 or we get some sort of story about Reva, we may find out. Do you think that if we do get a story of Reva afterwards, that she'll still be a Force user?
I refer you to my earlier comment on not being, as they say, arsed.
Okay.
I really don't care, but
I could take
honestly,
a hint.
she probably is just going to become, some helper for the path with Roken. Maybe she'll join Crimson Dawn. I don't know.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
Somebody commented they'd like to see her with a white saber, that she heals a saber, and so much like Ahsoka with a white saber. So That's it.
I'm sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic about the show. Just it left me with a feeling of like there's not too much to break down
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
of like the
Kimball's right.
shallow level.
But Meg's over it. I get it. I get it. Sometimes I'm dense, right? So I'm just slow. Like you have to beat it into my head. That's why I almost never had a girlfriend. Like it just almost never happened. Like I'm just
That can't be true.
no, it is true. It's like they, there are hints, like maybe flirting or something. Oblivious me. I don't know. Yeah, I had to come.
You're very charming young. Sorry, you're very charming old. No, you're very charming man,
Thank you so much, my friend. You,
Mr. Santa.
you may have a little bias because of our friendship. It's okay. I'm fine with that. I see your message, Nerd Mafia. I see it now. All right, so let's get on to something you care much more about. Andor. Andor is
Yes.
coming. I can hear you smile when you said that.
I am smiling. I'm really
I could
excited
tell.
for it.
I
For
could
many
tell.
reasons, I'm excited for it, and I can't really say why. I can't
Right.
say one reason I'm actually really excited for it, but then when it comes out, I can say why I'm excited for it.
Well, I know that you've been kind of championing Andor for months, and you know some folks that have worked on the project in some capacities, without being too specific.
Yes.
And that
I know
that
one
has
of them very, very well, actually.
that does she know your name's Megan? No, I tease. I tease.
I mean, yes.
Because you had the friend that knows you're Megan but doesn't know your Star
Oh,
Wars Meg.
true.
That's what
Yes.
I was making a joke. It wasn't a good one. It was, but like I know that you have a lot of information about it.
I
So
do.
and you've been very good at keeping that discreet, and you've been holding off on it, but it has you really excited, and you've been telling people, hey, make sure you keep your eyes on this thing. It's going to be good. And as was in the thumbnail, it's like hold my beer, right? You have been saying for a long time that Andor is going to be the best,
It
literally
is.
the best of,
Literally the best.
yeah.
It's going to look and feel cinematic. I mean, you called Rogue One very Doctor Who-like, so I think there's going to be like less of that in Andor compared to Rogue One, but it is still going to have that epicness. If you remember the Battle of Scarif,
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of that, and I know it's not really been said anywhere publicly, but the teaser kind of hinted at it, so I'll say it here for the first time. There are Clone Wars flashbacks,
Oh yeah. Excellent.
because Andor's father was a separatist sympathizer, and he despised the Republic, and we're going to see some confrontation with clones.
Yeah. Uh, yes, and to address real quick, me saying Andor looked like a cheap Doctor Who, I found out it had to do with my TV settings on the new 100 megahertz 4K TV. You got to turn that thing down. It doesn't play well when you turn it down. The some of the sharpness, the resolution to get like the normal TV, and then it looks great. It looks great. So lesson
Because
learned.
I was so surprised that you didn't like Rogue One, because I kind of have an idea of what you like in Star Wars and what
Yeah.
you don't like, and Rogue One seems to be a story I could imagine you very much enjoying.
Yeah, Rogue One never had a lot of rewatchability to it, but I did enjoy the movie. And since going back and rewatching a couple times, once I learned the lesson about the TV setting and went back and watched it again, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I do enjoy this. It is a fun, like just um, time with Star Wars. So I have enjoyed it a lot more. But it was weird when I watched it that time, and I was like, wow, I don't remember the sets looking this bad. They look cheap. They look it looks chintzy. I was like, what? Where did the budget go? What's going on? And since learning that that's a setting on the new TVs that you have to disable, um, I saw the exact same thing with Kenobi, and those sets looked cheap. It looked bad, and I was like, wait a second. And our friend Mark Hamilton Baymax, he said you got to turn that off. And so I did. I went back and rewatched, and it looks much better with that stuff
It's
turned
like,
off.
did you turn the TV on?
I did.
Did you press
But
play?
I did, but then it has this really high resolution setting that gives an extra crispness to things that makes it look odd. It really does. Really can't explain it. Like even TV shows and stuff looks like it was shot on somebody's like phone. Like
So I have a question for you, because you said Rogue One doesn't have rewatchability, but in my opinion, it's one of the most rewatchable Star Wars movies.
really,
So what's your like go-to rewatchable movie?
it outside of like the original, A New Hope, anytime, right? Like if I just see it on, I'll just turn it on. So that one's highly, highly rewatchable. Outside of that, outside of if to me it's the original trilogy. Like any of those, I can just watch them over and over again.
Do you know which ones are mine?
Yes, I do.
Attack of the Clones and The Last Jedi. It's the two Star Wars movies I can watch over and over and over and still get like a new sensation of refreshness.
Nice. Attack of the Clones is definitely not it for me. but that's
It's so
awesome.
colourful. Just throw colours in my face and I'm happy. And I know someone's going to clip that.
Okay. Well, there's a thing that we learned with our oldest daughter. Speaking of her and getting ready to go on vacation, is if it's she's a lot like a crow, right? If it's sparkly, she loves it. She's like, ooh, sparkly. So well, you see like a blouse or a shirt or shoes or whatever that's got sparkly stuff on it. She always loves it. Always. She's very predictable. So for you, it's just bright colors, lots of colors.
I like colourful Star Wars. That's why I love the prequels. That's why I love the original trilogy.
Well, that
And
makes
then,
sense.
and even The Mandalorian. But then, talking about the Kenobi series, everything is so freaking dark. We got to the scene like when Owen and Beru are screaming like maniacs out in the desert when 5 minutes before they were like, oh, keep quiet, there's Tuskens about. But then when they go, anyway, my point is, it was so dark. I had to like close the curtain and this is going to sound wrong. Let me reword this. I put my fist, I wrapped my hand caressingly. No. I fisted it. No. I wrapped, basically, it was really dark in places. And thank goodness Obi-Wan and Vader lit their lightsabers. It's like torches. It's like, oh, there they are. Yeah, that's the bearded fellow.
You made my stomach hurt. Oh my God. Oh, Meg. What was I thinking before you said that?
Oh, and the mod gang, they were like Teletubbies. I
Yes.
liked Teletubbies growing up. I was like, oh.
So good. Yeah, and that explains The Last Jedi as well, because it's bright, right? It's great. The cinematography in that movie is
I like
wonderful.
how red The Last Jedi is. And the directing is pretty horrendous, but it's a brilliant film. Like, the close-up of Rey's eyes or Kylo's eyes, and they show you his fist. Or what was that thing where... I didn't mean fist. I have fisting on my mind. But or what about that scene where Kylo Ren is like, more, and then for some reason the guy who's operating the thing turns around to look at his hand. Like, that would never happen in real life. It's like that's his primary concern, is to look at Kylo's hand clenching. Maybe he likes it. I don't know. Maybe he had other plans for it.
I think he was just turning around to look at Kylo as a whole. Like, this guy's losing it. He turned around to look at him. Like, this guy's coming unhinged. But anyway, maybe he was looking at his hand. I didn't.
And the
take
Rise
it
of
that way.
Skywalker was really blue, but I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen it since 2019.
Really?
But
Now,
it's incredible how that was my least favorite Star Wars film, but I would take The Rise of Skywalker over Kenobi and Book of Boba combined.
so since you brought it up,
I think they're trying to make the sequels look better. Just keep making shows.
Well, okay. Uh, I'll come back to that in just a second. But you brought it up. Least watchable Star Wars movie for me. It's Rogue One, because it's I don't know. It just the way that it ends. I suppose. I know the story, and
Hmm.
rewatching it isn't really something that is just a relaxing kind of like nice place to go. So that's a least rewatchable for me. Which is the least rewatchable movie for you?
This is going to divide the room
Oh,
because this is going to be like a flick to the nips.
it better
I
not be.
think I think my
Watch
least
yourself. Be careful.
rewatchable Star Wars movie is Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
It's just a bit. I mean, yeah, okay, it's a great film, blah 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 blah, but it's just a bit boring. I mean, you go from Star Wars, then Empire, and then Return of the Jedi, and it's like they could have condensed all of that into like 15 minutes.
Well, okay. I'm going to give you a pass because you're so young. You know, you're fast food generation. I'll just say, there you go.
Oh, so just to address Dominic because he's making me laugh. I don't know
He's,
if you saw the stream I did with Sheev, but we
I
weren't even
did.
live, and we were recording, and suddenly there's this little freaking green dinosaur across the screen, and it says Mr. J just subscribed. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's Mr. J and what's he subscribing to? And where is
Streamlabs
he?
does that. Streamlabs. That's a Streamlabs function.
But what did he click on? Because we weren't even live.
No, it doesn't matter. Streamlabs is connected to your YouTube account. And
Oh, I
so
see.
when somebody subscribes, that notice comes up if you have Streamlabs open. Doesn't matter if you're in YouTube or not. They're just clicking around videos. They found a video of yours. They're like, oh, I like this. I like this a lot. Subscribe. Boom, you got the notice.
It just completely threw me aback.
I know. It was funny to watch because both of you were, well, especially you, like you were just like, what just happened? So it was great. It was great.
The best part was that she was mentioning the Joker like 2 seconds before it happened.
Right. Exactly. The timing of
Oh,
it.
there you go.
That,
See, me and Shiva are on the same wavelength. We mentioned it at the same time.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I do love the original trilogy. Obviously, Empire is my favorite Star Wars movie. But for me, Return of the Jedi never really ranks that highly. I love it as a film, but comparative to other Star Wars movies that mean a lot to me, like The Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith,
Hmm.
it doesn't have the rewatchability factor. I think there's just a lot more going on in the other films.
It could be. Could be. That makes sense. Uh, and is the Death Star 2 maybe like I've seen this thing before. Um, I don't know. Could be a lot of that, right? Um, so there was another couple topics that came up this week, just to kind of talk about some weekly news wrap up. The deal about Millie Bobby Brown potentially being in talks to star in a Star Wars, right?
Billy
Um,
Bobby. Billy Bobby
yes,
Brown.
love her, absolutely love her. Stranger Things. I liked her a lot in the Enola Holmes. Have you seen that, by the way?
Granola.
No,
What was it?
Enola, Enola Holmes.
I don't know.
You don't know? It's a Sherlock Holmes spinoff,
Oh, I see. I
and
can't use the British excuse.
no, you can't because the whole thing's British. I mean, they've got
I've been bamboozled.
you have now you've got something to do while you're recovering from your surgery. You can watch Enola Holmes.
Granola Holmes. I think I saw that advert.
It's really good. It's a really good, and they're doing a sequel to it. So no, I thought it was another like most people know Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, but a lot of times actors do well in one role, but not necessarily have a breadth of character.
Well, it's
Um,
interesting you're saying this because didn't Giant Freaking Robot have a rumor earlier that said they're doing something with Padme?
well,
So
there you go. So
it
that's
could be linked.
well, they could be, but I just my opinion on it is that Millie Bobby Brown is a strong enough actress to have her own character, not to be like you know having uh, Mark Hamill come in to play somebody other than Luke Skywalker. Like I don't know. It's just it's to me she's a
Santa, you are the feminist of the year. Take it with your Shill Award.
what am I to do? I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'll just be
No,
quiet.
she is brilliant. She is brilliant.
Yeah.
I've only seen her in Stranger Things. I'm not familiar with her. But when I saw her, I was like, oh, is that Natalie Portman's kid?
Well, and I just think she deserves her own character, and so I while she could portray Natalie or Padme, or she could portray, say, Leia, I just think she deserves to have her own character, and then we can see that character continued on as an original character that can evolve over time and yet to and be a major part of Star Wars, not sandwiched between, say, one actress and another actress in the same role.
I think Santa loves being sandwiched between two actresses.
Well, it's never happened, but I wouldn't say I would complain. You know,
A tale of two Cathys. But to your point, I think she should play a clone called 12. Because then people can do the pointy Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Be like, oh look, she played 11 in one show, she's now 12.
she's 12. Oh my goodness! But I think that you had mentioned in your video that perhaps she could be in that Skeleton Crew series that's coming. And my
But
comment
you
in there,
pointed out, yeah, you
yeah,
pointed out that they're too young and she's like 18,
right.
which is a good point.
So to me, it feels like she might be out of the age range for that show. The other possibility of other, projects that are announced is Taika Waititi's movie, potentially.
Possibly.
Because I don't think that movie is very far along at all, by the way.
Do you think this is just a case where everyone gets really excited about a big actor and then they end up being like a Rancor keeper or the person who played Rey's boss? Just complete pointless characters. It's like
Well, I
Millie
mean,
Bobby Brown is going to play a space whale.
right, like Ed Sheeran was in Star Wars.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can look it up. You wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know. Famous people have been in Star Wars, but they're some creature, or they're George Lucas example. He's been in Star
I
Wars.
mean, I know Ed Sheeran might not be the best artist out there, but I wouldn't go as far as calling him a creature.
I think he was a trooper. I think he was a trooper.
Wasn't the James Bond guy also in The Rise of Skywalker?
Right. There's another example. Right. And John
And
Williams was in
your
Star
former
Wars.
your former president was in episode 6. He played Jabba the Hutt. He aged a bit badly after that, but sorry.
Yeah, Chillmonger, Daniel Craig. Yeah, Daniel Craig was in. So we've this stuff's happened, right? But so Millie Bobby could just be some, background character or minor role, but not for the kind of money that was rumored in that story, right?
Sorry, Kendall's making me laugh.
I know. She like 12 million pounds, right?
Yes, that's like crazy numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
She must be a main character.
That's what I would say. And you mentioned a giant freaking robot. Now, giant freaking robot is not a let's say a major trade of great reliability. Let's just kind of put it that way. They ran a story that one of their trusted sources, a trusted and proven source, as it says in their article, has said that Natalie Portman is going to reprise her role as Padme in a Star Wars. Great. I'm just not going to put any credit in that at all until somebody else runs it.
I think I know where they got the rumor from.
Yeah.
They pulled it out their stink hole. Just, I'm theorizing.
I mean,
it's a Star Wars theory.
It could be. Who knows? It's a trusted and proven source of what? It's a They didn't say it's a trusted, proven source of other great Star Wars news that has proven to be true and accurate, right? It's just a trusted and proven source of,
It's like your granola bar show.
Wait, are you hungry? Have you not had dinner?
I ate before I came on.
Okay.
I always eat before I come on you, Santa. On your stream. One must have energy if one is to take on the mighty sack of Santa.
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. Oh, my goodness. Where would Natalie Portman perhaps appear in something? I mean, Rogue One certainly comes to mind, but she's dead, right? Like,
they should have her bulk up like she did in Thor and be Chadme, and then have someone be like, Padme, my goodness, you've grown.
Where would she fit?
Probably in a lot of places. Oh, you mean in the timeline?
In the timeline, if any show that we've heard of, like,
it could be a prequel series, like a prequel sequel, like a prequel to the prequels. Right. Just a Naboo show.
Yeah. President Obama would like to be in a Star Wars. I've heard that. Right there.
Wait. Oh, I thought you were serious.
I mean, he said it himself. I mean, it's directly from the source.
Yeah, right? Small P on President, big O on Obama. Seems legit.
I mean, he said it himself. He'd love to be in Star Wars. There you go. Somebody could actually run an article just as accurate as Giant Freaking Robot. Maybe they'll show up on Giant Freaking Robot tomorrow. President Obama wants to be in Star Wars. There you go. Trusted source. He said it himself. Of course.
I can't imagine what kind of role President Obama would play.
Well, he could play a Jedi. Why not?
I guess.
I don't know. Look, I'm trying to stay out of trouble. And
I'm trying to push you in that direction.
You always do. And I see Kendall trying to get me in trouble. Like, everybody, just like.
And I'm sorry if I offended anyone with the Jabba the Trump joke.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's just, oh, there you go. He could be Misa's dad. He is a fatherly type dude, right?
Wait, isn't Samuel L. Jackson literally the age that he could be Obama's dad?
Probably the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah, the right way round.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Star Wars Naboo the porno, says the community.
Deep breath. Okay, so Andor, the Lego special. Are you excited for it?
Is this summer vacation?
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I know you like the Lego game.
I do.
So you enjoy that kind of humor. You enjoy the gameplay. So how have you enjoyed the other Star Wars holiday specials. No, I mean the Lego holiday specials, I should say.
I quite liked the Christmas one a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't see the Halloween one. No, I did. I ended up
Yeah.
watching it. It was
Excellent.
okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought the Christmas one was much better than the Halloween one. Um, and the trailer for the summer one looks fantastic. And I know that some people are already like they've caught onto that Star Cruiser, right? It's in the
The
it's in
Halcyon
there.
Star
The
Cruiser.
Halcyon is in there as well. So
It's where Han and Leia got it on and made a baby.
perhaps. Um, other
You know what,
projects.
Dawn? Dawn, sometimes I use pun names when I'm on Santa's streams. I've had Megs and Bacon, but now I'm going to do Megs on the beach.
Oh,
Like the cocktail sex on the beach.
I should go turn on the names then. I turned them off.
I noticed.
There you go. There's Star Wars Meg. Ooh la la. Oh my goodness. So other projects for 2022. Now, of course, we know Andor, Bad Batch, but I was reminded that we do have another show coming up in 2022, Tales of the Jedi.
Yes, the Jedi have some tales to tell.
Yeah, I forgot that was in 2022, and was quite surprised just to be reminded of it. And now tying it back to that Padme thing, and perhaps getting Natalie Portman in Star Wars. We do know Tales of the Jedi is heavily prequel
Oh, yeah.
based. You think they could have got her to voice somebody in there, and then you end up saying, "See, we were right."
It's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a stretch. A pulsating, painful stretch. An unlubricated, tugging motion stretch.
You
So
kill me.
no, in layman's terms.
No, but I would assume that you are looking forward to Tales of the Jedi.
I am. Sorry, Nerd Mafia said Pets of the Jedi. What was that film a few years ago that was like the owners leave the house and it's all about the pets? Like the whole film. And then they had Kevin Hart voicing like a tiny bunny.
Yeah, I think it's Pets.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. I feel like an absolute idiot. I think I broke Santa. Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
secret.
one of them is a sequel.
Oh, it's hot. Like, Meg. So, what were you saying about the pet movie? What about it?
I was saying that there should be what Nerd Mafia suggested. Is Nerd Mafia Green Bear?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, he suggested Pets of the Jedi as a sequel to Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, there you go. Well, and they do have that DC movie coming out. I don't know if you're aware of it as well, and it's about the pets of the superheroes. So you got like Superdog and things like that.
I don't know that one. But they could have one for Star Wars.
They could. It'll
And
go
it's
right
just-
along with all the others.
Okay, this is going to be an edgier joke than usual, so brace yourself.
Oh no.
I don't know if I should say it.
You probably don't.
Oh my gosh, it's a bit risky.
Save it for
It's a bit
Sheev.
risky.
Save it for Meg's Cantina.
I'll let the
with
chat
Sheev.
decide if they want to hear this
No,
joke.
let's not. Let's because I don't trust a single one of them. Well, there's maybe two people in the chat that I do trust.
Our chat is great.
I think you should save it for Sheev in Meg's Cantina. That would be a fantastic place because you and Sheev getting all kinds of shenanigans
Okay, so I've cut out some of the details, and I found a way to make it a bit more safe for Santa.
Okay.
So it should be called Pets of the Jedi or Pets of the Sith, whichever you prefer. And it's just Kathleen Kennedy with JJ and Ryan on a leash.
Okay.
And Santa eventually. See, the original joke had a lot more fluff around it.
I can understand. I can let's
If you
just
pardon
leave
the
it there.
pun.
You can do the full
The full
version
version,
with
yes.
Chief. You and Chief. By the way, that your last video that you did for Meg's Cantina for your Patreon only, the two of you, very naughty, very naughty.
Oh, yes, we were talking about Santa and how
I
he
know
only
you
comes
were.
once a year.
You
So
were
his sack is very heavy.
both of you.
I'm paraphrasing.
I know. It was quite naughty. So if you're not one of Meg's Patreon supporters, you should go become a Patreon supporter, and you can watch the naughtiness between Meg and Sheev. Oh my goodness. So 2022. I keep trying. I'm trying. Meg's making. I better not finish. I was going to say Meg's making it hard, but no, I can't say that.
Again?
I can't say that. Don't.
It's better than when Jason's like, I was hard watching this, or he words it differently. He says, I watched it hard. I was like, maybe you should try watching it flaccid. Take care of business, come back, press play, you'll get a different perspective. Anyway, sorry.
Whew. Yeah. So 2023, and then we get right into 2023 with The Mandalorian.
We do.
We have a break now, right? From end of June to the mid-August, a month and a half, let's say. I don't know that we get another break this long until sometime next year.
I think you're right.
Because 12 episodes of Andor from August, and then Tales of the Jedi and Bad Batch Season 2 is going to like fill up the calendar, I would think.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I do.
And then 2023. Oh, there's another bit of news, and I can't share the details. I can't share the details, but we did get a little tease this morning from our friend Jason. Did you see that?
Oh, yes, yes. He took a woman on a date.
He did. How do you know it was a woman? He didn't say woman.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, he took a
We
human,
don't
I
know.
assume,
Wait.
on a date. You're right, we don't know. I apologize if it wasn't a woman, but I'm just saying.
That'd be my guess. But you know, it's Jason. I'm never gonna. He says he was on a date last night. Oh, he does say she. So says I was on a date last night. She wanted to see the set, and we were in the area, and they're filming Ahsoka. So that's all I'm going to share is that they were filming Ahsoka last night.
I think you read it wrong. He said they were filming us getting soaked. I don't know who they is, but he likes to keep it suspenseful.
He certainly does, and he took some photos.
He did take some photos,
and he shared it with us. And I'm going to be that guy. I'm not going to show you guys. If you want to see it, you got to go watch Making Star Wars. Jason Ward. That's it's his leak. It's his
squirts.
That's right. I will tell you this: it's not all that exciting. the photos could be anything. But anyway, the big news of that was they were filming in Southern California last night, and this is some outdoors kind of stuff. So it's not in the volume. So he was able to get a couple of photos. So there you go.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Crimson Reign.
Crimson Reign. Oh,
I don't
that's
know if
right.
you.
You did. I saw your video today. Go ahead. Give us the.
So the finale came on the 22nd, and it's pretty cool. So Kira is now after the Emperor and Vader. They're very much aware about it. She's contacted and activated all of Crimson Dawn's agents across the galaxy. And now in the Hidden Empire, which drops in October, it's all going to go down, and she's probably going to die.
Oh, well, we know that it was described as being what's the term they use? Um, it implied that this was the end, right? That,
Yes.
so from that implication, you can kind of presume that she's not going to survive this ordeal.
I think you're right.
And then there's I've been catching up on the Dr. Aphra comics. I can get those on Amazon Unlimited. I've been reading up on those, and I will say that I'm enjoying those comics a lot. And I'm getting why people enjoy Dr. Aphra's character so much. But it raises another question as it relates all the way back to the first discussion that you couldn't care less about. But could we see Riva somehow aligned with this whole ordeal going on with Crimson Dawn and this event that's coming?
Possibly. I don't know if I should spoil this for anyone, but we meet an ISB agent who answers to Palpatine, and I'm like 99% sure this guy is Moff Gideon earlier in the timeline, and we know his first name. It always makes Sheev laugh, but his first name is Barsha.
What's so funny about it?
Because it sounds like Marsha.
Oh, I see. Barsha. All right. I'm not as convinced. I know you shared that with me as well, and we chatted about it. I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from there, and it is Charles Soule. The guy is in shadows the whole time, and it would align, but I'm like, I'm not sold entirely yet.
We'll wait and see.
We will.
Charles Soule has impressed me. I had a very underwhelmed kind of attitude when I heard that he was doing this, but
Well, Charles Soule's been really good in comics. And I haven't kept up with comics for a long time. And when a lot of people were hyped up about his High Republic novel, and I read it and I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. It wasn't like super good. It didn't blow me away. But I know they love his Vader series, and what he's doing here is, again, in the comics, it seems to be very, very popular. So that's good.
Santa loves them. He loves the High Republic ones. He gets to rock out with his something out.
Geode.
Yes.
That's the word you were looking for.
That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I know.
He gets to hang out with Geode.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's so that we're getting the conclusion of the Crimson Reign series, right? Crimson, yeah. And you shared that's coming in August. Is that what you said?
October.
October.
X-Wing, is that seriously the slogan?
No, it's
I can't
not.
be real.
No, it's not. He's trolling on the.
I can't tell
whiteboard
these
thing.
days.
I can, yeah.
You could tell me that was real, and I'd believe you.
I wouldn't do that to you. People would do that to me, but I wouldn't do that to you. No, he's trolling on that whiteboard thing that they had. That's okay. That's okay, X-Wing. I get you. I understood. All right. So anything else? I kind of need to go. I've got to get the lawn mowed. I got to get everything packed up into the RV so we can head on vacation tomorrow. But I do want we got a Mike Porter dad joke real quick first, and then we'll anything you'd like to conclude with, and then we'll call it. So,
Nikki. The only
Mike
dinosaur in Star Wars is Kathleen.
Mike Porter dad joke. Oh, there is another story. There's another story. It's right here. What is Han Solo's favorite thing to do at night after a long day?
I don't know, Santa.
Enjoy some milk and Wookiees. You know, when he and Chewbacca are on those long flights away from... No, I'll stop. You also shared, and it did kind of hit the news, our favorite composer, the best composer of the 20th century, perhaps 21st century, we'll see, is retiring, right?
Absolutely. And the way some of these media outlets worded it, I thought he died.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he's look, John Williams is treasure, absolute treasure to our culture, to cinema, to music, absolute treasure. We're blessed to live in a time where he was creating some of the memories that we have for our lifetimes, and that he is flirting with the idea of retiring.
He is. As is Harrison Ford.
Which he kind of spilled the beans on that, right? Because Harrison Ford didn't say he was retiring, but
No, but John did.
Yeah, I saw your video there where he said, "Well, if Harrison could do it, maybe I can too." I think that's essentially his quote. It's like, wait,
And then Harrison's reading that, being like, "Oh shit, he spilled the beans." Because he wanted to do it privately, because otherwise Disney are going to try throwing larger and larger paychecks at him to play Han Solo for the next 100 years.
well, I mean, I mean, you know, why not? Why not? So no, I think that's great. Let me ask you this other question. I was talking about the other day. Best supporting actor for 2022. In my opinion, Vivian has to be in the running. She's got to be a finalist. What do you think?
Like just generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great. Absolutely great in the Kenobi show. But of 2022 generally,
Yeah.
yeah, I could see that.
Like I'm trying to think of other supporting actors. And
I mean,
other,
if Hayden Christensen was in the show,
Ding ding. Oh, Nikki will like that one. You're welcome, Nikki. Yeah. I think Vivian absolutely should be in the discussion. She should be a finalist. You know, they're going to come up with the best shows for 2022 and best films, all of this. So, and then normally there's a finalist list of say five individuals. I would hope that she's amongst that list. I absolutely loved her performance, and I would look forward to maybe seeing her portray Leia through the developmental years. There's the whole
I'm sure she will.
Princess of Alderaan novel. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good novel.
Do you realize that it's only a matter of time until Disney recreate the original trilogy?
Well,
Give it like 50 years.
did you see? You probably haven't seen it yet. I posted this morning because it was just a lot of fun. I saw Corey Van Dyke. Did you see his tweet?
Oh yeah, about A New Hope.
Yeah. It's so funny, you guys. If you haven't seen it, look up Corey Van Dyke's Corey Wolfpack. It was a joke, right? So his pitch for season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi is that Obi-Wan meets a young adult Luke, and they go off on an adventure to rescue Princess Leia from the Death Star. Unfortunately, Obi has to meet his end at the hands of Darth Vader to allow Leia, Luke, Han Solo, and Chewbacca to escape. So it's a joke. It's absolutely brilliant. And as you read the comments to it, the people who got the joke wrote some brilliant responses. But then some people don't get the joke.
I find it funny when people don't understand very blatant sarcasm.
It, it's so funny. They're like, actually, this has already been made. It's called A New Hope. You're like,
You know what? The slogan of the Star Wars fandom should be actually,
actually.
because that response is used on anything.
I just thought it was so funny. And then I clipped some of the comments that I thought were some of the best. It said, "Who the heck's Han Solo and Chewbacca? You mean from the Solo movie?" So you got to take out of context that that's already happened. It said they wouldn't fit in the rest of the universe. Everyone wields some sort of force. I don't believe they could. So also, Luke and Leia traveling together, and they've never met before. It's kind of sets up an ancestry plot. Gross. There was if Disney kills Obi-Wan, I'm no longer a fan. Lucas would never do that. So anyway, they just go on and on and on. It's so funny. You guys, it's on my Discord in the Cantina, and it's you can find it on Twitter. Look for Corey. Let me see if I can put this in the here. Let me see. Let me see if I can put this in here. There you go. So, you guys, that's some people have good sense of humor, and I would generally say when you watch Star Wars, it's sometimes better to not take it too seriously, right?
I've never taken Star Wars too seriously. I mean, like, emotionally speaking. Like, I absolutely love it, but I think part of the reason I love the prequels is the meme culture around them.
Sure.
I feel like we should be able to laugh about it.
I do too. When it's
if Disney's
silly.
doing it.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, Corey was an extra in Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 5. So there's a lot. All right.
So that's where he's been.
That's where he has been. It is. He's kind of had to be quiet. So anything else today, Meg?
I think we've covered the whole spectrum.
You're an absolute gem. I love you so much.
That is my name backwards.
Absolute gem. No, Meg. I
No.
get it.
Actually.
Actually, that's your name backwards. So fun. All right. Well, hey, thanks for being here, you guys. And I've had a lot of fun again today. We're going to go ahead and call it from here. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your week next week. Meg, I'll be watching your videos from Orlando. And I look forward to seeing you in July. We'll catch back up.
We will.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
That's a wrap.
All the time. All right. Until next time, my friends. Merry Christmas. May the Force be with you always.